Have you ever wondered what happens to the body and mind of the elderly who practice masturbation constantly? If you are over 50 years old, this topic might resonate with you deeply. In our cultures, talking about sexuality in old age is still a taboo, something that is usually hidden under the veil of discomfort or silence. But today, I want to address this issue from a scientific, medical, and psychological perspective because, as a sexologist and a doctor specializing in the elderly, it is vital to understand how masturbation affects the physical and emotional well-being of those who practice it regularly. Let's break down the myths surrounding pleasure in old age and discover the reality of how this intimate practice can influence the lives of those who experience it, both for good and for bad. This content is aimed at adult individuals, especially those who are already living the second half of their lives. First, let's talk about the nature of masturbation. It is an activity that, regardless of age, has the potential to generate physical pleasure and, at the same time, relieve emotional tensions. Throughout life, this practice is experienced in different ways, and old age is no exception. As we age, the body goes through a series of natural changes, both in the hormonal system and in physical sensitivity, which affects our relationship with pleasure and sexual desire. For the elderly, masturbation can be a way to maintain a connection with their own body. Testosterone and estrogen levels naturally decrease with age, which can alter the frequency and intensity of sexual desire. However, it is important to note that desire does not disappear. It just changes in how it manifests. Masturbation then becomes a way to explore and rediscover one's own pleasure without the expectations or pressures that often accompany intimacy in youth. What are the physical and emotional benefits of masturbation in old age? Medical studies have shown that regular masturbation has multiple positive effects on the body. For starters, it helps maintain blood circulation in the genitals, which can prevent tissue atrophy due to lack of use. Self-stimulation also generates the release of endorphins, the so-called happiness hormones, which are fundamental for combating stress and improving mood. Additionally, when an elderly person practices masturbation, they experience physical relief that can improve sleep quality, something fundamental for overall well-being at this stage of life. In the psychological realm, masturbation also plays a key role. It is a tool for self-knowledge that reinforces self-esteem and positive body perception. For many elderly people, this is a crucial aspect, as aging is often accompanied by a sense of loss of control over one's own body. Masturbation allows them to regain part of that control, helping people feel more connected to themselves. However, when we talk about constant or excessive masturbation in old age, we must consider some important warnings. Masturbation, like any pleasurable activity, can become a compulsive practice. At a physical level, excessive stimulation of the genital nerves can generate hypersensitivity, which could eventually cause discomfort or a temporary decrease in sensations. This phenomenon, although not permanent, can lead to a certain dependence on greater stimulation to achieve the same level of pleasure, which in some cases could generate frustration or anxiety. But the real impact of excessive masturbation in old age goes beyond the physical. In my practice, I have seen that for many elderly people, masturbation becomes an emotional escape. As we age, it is common to experience feelings of loneliness, anxiety, or depression, especially if social or family relationships weaken. Masturbation in these cases can provide temporary relief from these emotions, but if it becomes the only source of comfort, it can lead to an even greater cycle of isolation. Instead of seeking company, affection, or emotional support, the person takes refuge in self-stimulation, which contributes to greater disconnection from the world around them. What do medical studies say about constant masturbation in old age? From a clinical point of view, masturbation is not harmful in itself, but like any habit, its excess can have side effects. Some studies have indicated that elderly people who resort to masturbation compulsively may experience physical and mental fatigue, which affects their daily energy. Excessive masturbation can lead to a decrease in motivation to engage in other important activities, such as physical exercise, which is essential for maintaining mobility and cardiovascular health in old age. An important aspect to consider is how masturbation can affect interpersonal relationships at this stage of life. While it is true that many elderly people live alone and resort to masturbation as a way to satisfy their sexual needs, for those who have partners, excessive self-stimulation can interfere with shared intimacy. I have seen cases where frequent masturbation replaces the search for intimacy with the partner, creating emotional and physical distance between the two. In these cases, it is important to find a balance so that masturbation does not become a barrier to intimate contact with the other. At an emotional and psychological level, excessive masturbation can generate feelings of guilt or shame, especially in those who grew up in environments where sexuality was always a forbidden or shameful topic. I have heard from many elderly people who, when masturbating, feel trapped between pleasure and remorse, an internal struggle that can affect their emotional well-being. In these cases, it is vital to recognize that sexuality, even in old age, is a natural and positive aspect of life and should not be burdened with guilt. However, if masturbation becomes an emotional escape that replaces human contact, it might be necessary to seek other forms of emotional support, such as therapy or the company of loved ones. Are there long-term physical risks? It is important to debunk certain myths surrounding masturbation in old age. There is no medical evidence suggesting that masturbation causes permanent damage to the sexual organs or accelerates aging. Nor is there a relationship between masturbation and diseases such as prostate cancer or serious sexual dysfunctions. However, as mentioned earlier, excess can cause physical exhaustion and even lead to a decrease in long-term relief. Masturbation in old age is a natural practice that, when done in moderation, can be extremely beneficial for physical and emotional health. Not only does it help with circulation and elasticity of the genital tissues, but it also provides emotional relief in moments of stress or anxiety. However, as with all things, it is important to maintain a balance. If masturbation becomes a daily routine that affects other areas of life, it is fundamental to reflect on the reasons behind that compulsion and seek healthier ways to satisfy emotional and physical needs. Remember, pleasure has no age. The key is to find a balance that allows you to enjoy your sexuality without it becoming a burden. If this reflection sparks something within you, a thought, a feeling, a memory, then I warmly invite you to become a part of Wise Old Age. This isn't just a channel. It's a refuge for those of us who believe that life, in all its stages, deserves to be lived fully, honestly, and without shame. Here, we embrace the raw truths of our existence. The quiet ache of solitude, the warmth of connection, the rediscovery of passion, and the intricate dance between our bodies, our hearts, and our minds as the years pass. We talk about what others often shy away from, our desires, our fears, our vulnerabilities, and we honor the beauty that comes with aging, not as an ending, but as a transformation. Each reflection, each story shared here is a thread that connects us. Together, we weave a tapestry of understanding, where experience becomes wisdom, and life's questions become invitations to grow. You are not alone in what you feel, in what you seek, or in the parts of yourself you are still discovering. So, I invite you, subscribe to Wise Old Age and join us on this deeply human journey. Share this space with those who need it most. A friend, a partner, a soul searching for meaning. Because in sharing we heal, and in listening we grow. Let's walk this path together, courageously, curiously, and with open hearts. I look forward to meeting you again soon.